Good evening, friends. We are starting second day with topic value of supply. Pratik bhai has not required any formal introduction now. He is now very famous. All participants has given wonderful feedback for the day one. So without wasting much time, let's start day two. Session is on longer today, normal than longer. Be attentive. Thank you so much. Pratik bhai, please continue.
Thank you, Virat bhai. So, good evening, everyone. So, yesterday was a wonderful session. I hope today it is even better than yesterday. Only one thing that today's session may extend beyond 2 hours because topic is big. So, 2 hours, 15 minutes might be 2.5 hours. I will try to complete that. So, today's topic is value of supply under GST. See, the topic of place of supply. It taught us that which tax we need to charge, CG, SG, or IG. Value of supply. This chapter will teach us कि कौन से amount पे we have to charge GST. On what amount I am required to charge GST. That is known as value of supply. Again, on what amount I am required to charge the GST. That is known as the value of supply. Okay, it's a very interesting topic, big topic, but very, very interesting. One of my favorite topics. And there are plenty of FAQs also that I will discuss with you today. Okay, so let's start. Value of supply under GST. First, as per section 15, what do you mean by value of supply? As per section 15, value of supply means what? Transaction value. Simple. As per section 15, value of supply means what? Transaction value. Yani, whatever amount I have recovered now, that is known as the value of supply. I will explain to you, but there are few conditions. See this first. Value of supply is transaction value and a price actually paid or payable. Whatever I have paid or whatever is payable for the said supply of goods. Second, supplier and the recipient are not related. Okay, they should not be related person. And third, price is the sole consideration, means there is no barter or exchange for such supply. Okay, let's again do it. Value of supply is what? Transaction value. Okay, whatever amount I have charged, paid, or what I will charge, payable, for the set supply of goods or services. Two conditions. Supplier and recipient, yani buyer and seller, should not be related. And second, only and only monetary consideration. There should be no barter, no exchange, nothing. Then value of supply is transaction value. See this. First condition is what? Supplier and recipient should not be related. कोई relation नहीं होना चाहिए, blood relation or any relation. And second, price is the sole consideration, means only and only monetary consideration, no barter, no exchange. Okay, then what value of supply is? Transaction value. Okay, chalo, let's see this. First example. Just an example. Suppose I am a supplier of mobile. Who am I? Supplier of mobile. I am selling mobile. I sold one mobile to Mr. A for rupees 10,000. I have sold one mobile to Mr. A for rupees 10,000. Now, on what amount I should charge GST? What will be the value of supply? Okay, the value of supply shall be what? 10,000. जितने में मैंने मोबाइल बेचा, that is known as your value of supply. Why? Because see this, recipient is unrelated. Recipient is unrelated and there is only and only monetary consideration. Similarly, same mobile, ditto mobile is sold to Mr. B for how much? 9,000 rupees. A को 10 में बेचा था. Same mobile has sold to Mr. B for how much? 9,000 rupees. What shall be the value of supply? Are supplier and Mr. B related? No. There is only and only monetary consideration. Hence, value of supply shall be what? 9,000. जितने में मैंने mobile sale किया, that is your value of supply. Now the same mobile, ditto mobile has sold to Mr. C. Mr. C को भी same mobile बेचा for how much? Rupees 15,000. What will be the value of supply? On what amount you will charge GST. Are Mr. Supplier and Mr. C related? No. And there is only and only monetary consideration. Hence, value of supply shall be what? 15,000. Okay, so whatever amount I am recovering, that is your value of supply. So simple. So simple. This is what your value of supply. Only two conditions. Supplier and recipient should not be related, and price is the sole consideration. Nothing else. No barter, no exchange. Okay, now say this. When the supplier and recipient are said to be related, when I'm saying they should not be related, these are all the categories when supplier and recipient are said to be related. First is officers or directors of one other's business. In a company A, company B, both are controlled by the same person, or such persons are legally recognized partners in the business. Third, officers are employer and employee. See, this person are employer and employee. They are also considered to be related. Okay. Next is any person holding 25% or more of the voting rights. Okay, so these are all the categories when the supplier and recipient are said to be related. In short, one person can exercise control over other, nothing else. एक person दूसरे को control कर सकता है. One company can control another. One firm can control another. Partners, employer, employee. Obviously, employee तो control होता है employer से. So all those things are said to be related persons. Okay. Now, what will be the value of supply if the supplier and recipient are related? Okay, right now whatever I have discussed was what? Supplier and recipient are unrelated. Now what I'm discussing, supplier and recipient are related. See this, I will tell you one story. Okay, chalo, let's start. See this question. Suppose I have sold a car to Mr. A, who is an unrelated person, for rupees 10 lakh plus 18% GST. I sold the same car to Mr. C, related person. Mr. B जो related person है for 1 lakh. See this. Mr. A को कितने में बेची है? 10 lakh में plus 18% GST. Same car I sold to my related person for 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Okay, see this. It is asking me what shall be the value of supply and the GST liability if the supplier and recipient are related. See this. First, supplier. Okay. It has sold the car to Mr. A, unrelated person, for 10 lakh plus 18% GST. See this. Car sold for 10 lakh plus 18% GST. So what will be the value of supply? First, supplier and recipient are not related, and price is the sole consideration. So value of supply shall be what? 10 lakh rupee. But see this. I have sold the same car to Mr. B, related, for how much? 1 lakh. Okay. Now, what will be the value of supply? Can I say, bus, I've sold for 1 lakh, so GST shall be applicable on 1 lakh. Can I say that? No, because this time supplier and recipient are related. So what will happen? See this. I sold the same car to Mr. B for 1 lakh. Now government is questioning. Okay, मैंने बेच तो दी, but government is questioning to me. The supplier, you sold the car to Mr. B for 1 lakh. How much GST you have collected? Only 18,000. अगर ये same car आपने किसी unrelated person को बेची होती, if you had sold the same car to an unrelated person, then what price sold? So I'm replying, if I would have sold the car to unrelated person, then obviously मैं कितने में बेच रहा था? 10 lakh में. In short, market value of the car is how much? 10 lakh rupee. Okay, market value of the car is how much? 10 lakh rupee. Okay, so government made this question answer. If I want to sell, government says, supplier, if you want to sell your car for 1 lakh, go for it. No problem. But GST, you need to pay on how much? Market value. Okay, GST, you need to pay on market value. So car भले 1 lakh में बेचो, but GST how much? 1 lakh 80, because market value is 10 lakh rupee. So conclusion is what? If the supplier and recipient are who? Related person. If the supplier and recipient are related person. What is the value of supply? Not the transaction value. Value of supply is what? Open market value of the goods or services. Okay, value of supply is open market value of the goods or services. Okay, so this is our first point of rule 28. Okay, so whenever the supplier and recipient are related, हम लोग section 15 transaction value नहीं बोल सकते. We have to go for rule 28. Okay, now comes next question. See this. Again, same. I sold this time, listen to my question. I sold a brand new car. New car. That has no open market value. I sold a new car which has no open market value to Mr. B, related person. For how much? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Nahi gaadi hai. I sold to my related person, related person for 1 lakh plus 18% GST. What shall be the value of supply and the GST liability if the supplier and recipient are related? Okay, so this time, can I say transaction value? No, because supplier and recipient are related. See this. I sold a brand new car to Mr. B for 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Again, government came. Supplier, why have you collected only 18,000 from Mr. B? अगर आपने गाड़ी किसी unrelated person को बेची होती, this car, if you had sold to an unrelated person, at what price you would have sold? I say, sir, this is a brand new car. There is no open market value. This time, there is no open market value for such car. So, sir, this time you can't catch me. I cannot pay GST on market value. I made an excuse. कि time sir market value available ही नहीं है. So how can I pay GST on market value? Previous slide, yes, market value was available. This time there is no market value. So how can I pay GST on market value? So government is smarter than me. So what does government say? I agree. There is no market value, but Volkswagen company is selling the same car like yours. क्या बोला? Some another company is selling the same car, same like, same kind, same quality, same features. What it is said? मैंने गाड़ी 1 लाख में बेची to a related person. Okay, but as the same like, kind, quality and features की गाड़ी someone else is selling. They are selling for 25 lakh. So if open market value is not available, value of supply shall be what? Like, kind and quality. क्या बोला? अगर open market value is not available, value of supply shall be what? Like, kind and quality. So I cannot escape. I will have to pay GST on 25 lakh rupees. See this. If the supplier and recipient are related and open market value is not available, पता ही नहीं है market value क्या है, then value of supply shall be what? Value of supply of goods or services of like kind and quality. यानी same feature, same kind, same quality वो हो सकता है. Again, practically this is very difficult. Some additional feature like kind and quality exact, how can I say? Goodwill भी होती है. Same car, Volkswagen can sell for more, I can sell for less. But theoretically, bookish knowledge, this is the answer. Like, kind and quality. Okay, so again I was caught as a supplier, नहीं बच पाया. So third technique I tried. अब मैंने तीसरी गाड़ी बेची. See this. This time I again sold a brand new car. Again sold a brand new car whose open market value was not available. How much did I sell for? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Now देखो मैंने क्या किया. I sold such a car, there was no like, kind or quality. ऐसी गाड़ी है ही नहीं market. Now, what will be the value of supply and the GST liability? See this. I sold the car to Mr. B for again 1 lakh plus 18% GST. गाड़ी बेच दी. Again, government came and stopped me. Hey boss, why have you collected only 18,000? If you would have sold to some unrelated person, किसी unrelated person को बेचा होता, then कितने में बेचते? I said, sir, this is a brand new car. There is no open market value. So how can I say? अनरिलेटेड पर्सन को कितने में बेचा. Also, sir, there are no like kind quality feature as such car. Just like my car, ऐसी दुनिया में कोई कार ही नहीं. So, sir, this time you can't ask me to pay GST on market value or like kind and quality. So I was safe this time. मैंने क्या बोला? Market value भी नहीं है, like kind और quality भी नहीं है. मैं नहीं पे करूंगा सर. मैं 1 lakh पे 18,000 सही. Now government intention. See this. Government admitted कि this time I can't catch you, sir. कोई मार्केट वैल्यू नहीं है, कोई लाइक काइंड एंड क्वालिटी नहीं है. सो गवर्नमेंट मतलब ओके दिस टाइम आई कांट कैच. बट जस्ट फॉर हिज नॉलेज ही वांटेड टू नो व्हाट वाज द कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सच कार. गाड़ी कितने में मैंने बनाई ये गवर्नमेंट को जानना था. सो हैप्पीली आई सेड सर कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऑफ सच कार इज 20 lakhs. What did I tell to government? Cost of production of such car is 20 lakh. 20 लाख रुपए का खर्चा हुआ to make this car. Okay, now see what government said. Government told to me that any businessman, कोई भी sane businessman shall at least earn 10% profit on the cost. Any businessman shall at least earn 10% profit on the cost. So since the cost of the production is 20 lakh rupees, again I said cost of the production, not marketing, selling. Cost of the production was 20 lakh. Value of supply shall be deemed as cost plus 10%. क्या बोला? Value of supply shall be deemed as cost plus 10%. What was my cost? 20 lakh. So value of supply will be how much? 22 lakhs. So I will have to pay GST on 22 lakh rupee. Okay. So first, see this. If the supplier and recipient are related and market value भी नहीं है, step 1. Like kind and quality भी नहीं है, step 2. Then what is the value of supply? Cost of production plus 10%. Okay, cost of production plus 10%. जिसको बोला गया what? Rule 30. Okay, so this is how you have to come when the supplier and recipient are related. Okay, this is how you have to find out value of supply. In this order, first, if you get answer in open market value, that is a value of supply. If not, like kind or quality or features. Again, if you can't find answer, then cost of production plus 10%. And फिर भी नहीं तो any reasonable method. कोई भी residual method वो follow होगा. Okay, so this is the same I have explained again. That value of supply, this is how you have to calculate as per rule 28. Clear? This is when it is applicable, when the supplier and recipient are related. Okay, now see this. There is one proviso, one exception to rule 28 that I discussed. Proviso means what? Exception. There is one exception. Now we have to be very attentive in this. Thoda complicated. Proviso 1 to rule 28. Exception 1 to rule 28. See this. Please be very attentive in this. See this question. Mr. Z of Delhi gave order of 100 quantity of product X to company A in Delhi. Okay, Z ने company X को बोला कि मुझे 100 quantities चाहिए. What was the consideration agreed? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. But company A did not have stock. Product X का stock नहीं था. So company ने क्या किया? It placed an order of 100 quantity from its branch in Mumbai. मेरे ही branch से मैंने मंगाया to head office in Delhi. Okay, market value in Mumbai was 1,20,000. Market value in Mumbai was 1,20,000. Now see this, how this sequence works. Any sum Mr. Z was there. He wanted 100 quantity of product X, so he placed an order on company A where Delhi में, दोनों दिल्ली में थे. Order place किया. Consideration agreed was 1 lakh plus 18% GST. This is what he is going to pay to me in Delhi. I did not have stock in Delhi. Goods product X नहीं थे. So what did I request? I requested my branch in Mumbai कि boss, please do the supply of stock of product X from Mumbai to Delhi. मेरे पास stock नहीं था. So I requested my branch in Mumbai to give 100 quantity of X in Delhi. Okay, obviously. Now see this. I supplied goods of 100 quantity to Delhi. क्या इस पे GST लगेगा? Answer is yes. Answer is yes, because those separate states में है ना, so they are said as distinct person. Now see this. I moved goods from head office, from the branch in Mumbai to the head office in Delhi. Goods deliver हो गए. As per Schedule 1, supply between distinct person shall be taxable supply even though there is no consideration. पैसा नहीं है. There is no money. Still, this is a taxable supply. Okay. Now, just like related person, distinct person, maybe we have to follow what? Rule 28. So what will be the value of supply? Open market value. What will be the value of supply? Open market value of the goods supply. What is the open market value? In Maharashtra, 1,20,000 plus 18% GST. Okay, so the branch is supplying, branch of Maharashtra is supplying to Delhi. Maharashtra will have to make an invoice. भले पैसा ना मिले. Still, it will have to make a tax invoice of how much? 1,20,000. जो market value Maharashtra में है वो 1,20,000 plus 18% GST. Okay, now what will happen? Company Delhi ने कितने में खरीदा from Mumbai? 1,20,000. Though no monetary, but still 1,20,000. And now company A of Delhi will give to how much? 1 lakh to Mr. Z. Company A will give for 1 lakh, but it took for 1,20,000. Okay, company A ने कितने में दिया? सिर्फ 1 lakh. Okay, now what is happening? See this. Company A in Delhi is buying the product from branch at Maharashtra at 1,20,000. Buy कितने में किया? 1,20,000. ITC कितना हो गया? 21,600. However, it is selling the same product for how much? 1 lakh. जिस पे GST कितना है? 18,000. So this has resulted in blockage of funds. कि यार, I'm selling for 1 lakh. GST liability is how much? 18,000. But I'm buying for how much? 1,20,000. Set off is how much? 21,600. So this has resulted in blockage of funds of 3,600. ये तो यार मेरा funds blocked हो गया of 3,600. Okay, so I requested government to do something. So government introduced this first proviso to rule 28. एक exception बना. देखो क्या बोला? Where the goods, again, where the goods are intended for further supply as such. Goods are intended for further supply as such by the recipient. जैसे महाराष्ट्र ने दिल्ली को सप्लाई किया, and as such Delhi is selling to the end user. Okay, so what will be the value? 90% of the price charge of the supply by the recipient, yani Delhi, to its customer. Okay, what will be the value of supply between Maharashtra and Delhi, between branch and head? 90% of the price charge by the Delhi, yani recipient, to the end customer. Uska value ka 90% shall be the value of supply between Maharashtra and Delhi. See this. This is a recipient. Company A ने goods receive किया. So how much they have charged? 1 lakh plus 18%. इसका 90% shall be the value of supply between Maharashtra and Delhi. See this. Okay, earlier what was happening? Maharashtra Delhi को कितने में दे रहा था? 1,20,000. Because market value was 1,20,000. But provision क्या allow कर रहा है? 90% of the value charged by recipient, यानी Delhi, to the end customer. 1 lakh का 90% आप charge कर सकते हो. So how much I will charge? 90,000. GST will be 16,200 only. Okay, so now मेरे funds block नहीं होंगे. Here it was getting blocked of 3,600. See this. But now because of this provision, मेरा funds block नहीं होगा. Okay, so this is a welcome proviso. What is this? Welcome amendment, provision and exceptions. Okay, when this can happen? When I'm supplying, recipient is supplying as such. Okay, same to same, some minor change करके दे दिया as such by the recipient. Okay, so this is what my first proviso to rule 28. ठीक है? I hope it is clear. Fine. Now say this. Now I have given a summary. Say this. What is the value of supply between distinct person or related person as per rule 21st is the market value. Whatever market value of goods and services there, that is known as value of supply. If not available, then value of the like kind and quality. Like kind, quality, features वो. And वो भी नहीं मिला तो cost of production plus 10%. Cost of production plus 10%. And there is one first provision. कि goods are supplied. Head office ने branch को दिया. Okay, supply between related person. अगर ऐसा हो रहा है and the recipient is supplying as such. Recipient is supplying as such. So whatever values between recipient and customer, uska 90% shall be the value between supplier and the recipient. Okay, so this is my first proviso. And the second proviso is, see what it is. Now this, I don't think it is logical. What it is saying, where the recipient is eligible for full input tax credit, value declared in the invoice shall be deemed to be the market value. Value declared in the invoice shall be deemed to be the open market value. Like for previous example only I will take. Maharashtra is supplying to Delhi, same distinct person. Maharashtra is supplying to Delhi. Suppose 100 rupees ka invoice बनाए, only 100 rupees plus GST. Second proviso is allowing that the value declared in the invoice shall be deemed to be the market value between the distinct persons. But I feel ये थोड़ा logical नहीं है. The second proviso, government also might not allow. I agree this is in the act, but somewhere I had read, some advanced ruling also I had read that this is not allowed. We should follow the first proviso only. Okay, there has to be some reasonable value, varna to it won't be accepted. Okay, so this is what my value of supply when the supplier and recipient are related. Okay, this is what rule 28. Okay, see this. Now few questions I will ask. Let's do this. Company A sold mobile. Company A sold mobile whose open market value was how much? 10,000. To company X, जो related person, दोनों related. How much they have sold for? 8,000. What will be the value of supply? Company A जिसको एक मोबाइल दिया अपने related person. Open market value was how much? 10,000. And बेचा कितने में? For 8,000. What will be the value of supply? पहला बात, can I attract section 15? Answer is no, because supplier and recipient are related. इसलिए section 15 can't be attracted. So what I have to follow? Rule 28. And what does rule 28 says? Value of supply shall be what? Open market value. Hence, GST will be charged on 10,000. Company A must charge GST on how much? 10,000. Okay, this was simple. Now the second question. Company A sold mobile जिसका open market value was not available. Again to company X, related person. For how much? 8,000. Okay, related person को कितने में बेच दिया? For 8,000. Okay, some company PQR is selling the like kind and quality mobile for 12,000. See this. Company A ने एक mobile बेचा to company X related person जिसका there was no open market value. So how cannot compare? नया mobile. I was given for how much? 8,000. But the same to same mobile, some company PQR is selling. PQR is selling and they are selling for how much? 12,000 rupees. Okay, like kind and quality ऐसा ही कुछ mobile है which they are selling for how much? 12,000. So what shall be the value of supply? Answer is, first of all, can I use section 15? No, because company A and X are related. Since they are related, what will I have to go through? Rule 28. What it says? Value of supply shall be what? Open market value. Is open market value available? No. So if open market value was not available, value of supply shall be what? Value of like, kind and quality. Is like, kind and quality available? Answer is yes. Hence value of supply shall be what? 12,000. GST company will have to charge GST on 12,000. Okay. Third question. Again same. Company is sold mobile to company X, related person for how much? 1,000. 1,000 में बेच दिया. Open market value was not available. Brand new mobile. Like, kind and quality also not available. They have given such mobile which has no comparison. लेकिन मोबाइल बनाने में the cost of production, not the total cost of production of such mobile was 5,000. Okay. Question 1. What will be the value of supply? First of all, are supplier and recipient related? Yes. So section 15 I can't see. Transaction value नहीं हो सकता. So where I have to go? Rule 28. What does rule 28 say? Value of supply is what? Open market value. Is open market value available? No. So what is the next step? Value of the like, kind and quality. Is like, kind and quality available? No. So what is the third step? Cost of production plus 10%, or I can say 110% of the cost of production. Okay, cost plus 10% or 110% of the cost of production. Hence value of supply shall be what? 5,500. I will have to charge GST on 5,500. Okay, we'll take to the next question. Now see this. Company A, registered in Maharashtra, has transferred goods from Maharashtra to its branch. महाराष्ट्र से मेरे ही किसी ब्रांच को आउटसाइड द स्टेट ट्रांसफर कर दिया without consideration. Zero. And branch is selling the goods as such. Okay, so what is happening? I have supplied goods from Maharashtra to my branch, different states. Is it taxable supply? Answer is yes. Schedule 1 of the GST Act बोलता है yes, it is a taxable supply. And branch is selling goods as such. Okay, see this. Branch is selling goods for how much? 10 lakh rupees. Branch is selling goods for how much? 10 lakh rupees. So Maharashtra will give to branch, and branch is giving to the end user for how much? 10 lakh rupees. What will be the value of supply for the goods supplied by Maharashtra to Gujarat? फिर गुजरात से एंड यूजर में कितने में जा रहा है? 10 लाख रुपीस. चलो, let's think about. First of all, supply by Maharashtra to Gujarat, is it a taxable supply? Yes, as per schedule 1. See this. Supply between related person or supply between distinct person shall be taxable supply and subjected to GST. Even though there is no consideration, still taxable. Hence, goods transfer from Maharashtra to Gujarat taxable ho jayega. Can I apply section 15? Answer is no, because supplier and recipient are related or distinct. So transaction value hai, I can't do anything. So where I will have to go? Rule 28, which says what? Open market value. Which says what? Open market value, like, kind and quality, and cost plus 10%. But there was one proviso. Let's read this. As per proviso, jab goods are supplied by Maharashtra to Gujarat, okay, and Gujarat is selling as such to the customer, so value of Gujarat and customer, uska 90% shall be value of supply between Maharashtra and Gujarat. Okay, so Gujarat is selling for how much? 10 lakh rupees. Uska 90% shall be value of supply between Maharashtra and Gujarat. Okay, so company A from Maharashtra has to charge GST on only and only rupees 9 lakh rupees. 90% of the price charged by the recipient, yani Gujarat, to the end user, customer. That value ka 90% shall be value between Maharashtra and Gujarat. So company A must charge GST on how much? 9 lakh rupees. Okay. So this was my question 4. And the final question. X Limited owned a factory in Delhi and another godown in Goa. ठीक है, फैक्ट्री भी थी दिल्ली में एंड गोडाउन भी था गोवा में. 2 सेपरेट स्टेट, यानी क्या हो जाएगा? डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन. बोथ आर रजिस्टर्ड. 2 सेपरेट स्टेट्स. Goa got sales order and Goa got sales order and hence stock of 100 kg was transferred from Delhi to Goa. Goa got sales order and stock of 100 kg was transferred from Delhi to Goa. Now see this. On 1st April 19, you have to be very attentive, बहुत ही complicated. On 1st April 19, price at Delhi was 225 and price at Goa was 230. Okay, see this. Goa got sales order and hence stock of 100 kg was transferred from Delhi to Goa. Distinct person on 1st April 19. 1st April 19 ko price at Delhi was 225 and price at Goa was 230. Market value is given. Okay, market value is given. And goods are sold by Goa state on 10th April for 250 per kg. Goods are sold by Goa state on 10th of April for 250 per kg. So, जब Delhi is transferring to Goa, जब Delhi is transferring to Goa, तब Delhi में rate is how much? 225 and Goa में rate is how much? 230. And when Goa is selling to the end user, rate is how much? 250. Now think about it. What did I say? 90% of the value of supply between Goa and end user, uska 90% you will take. So kiska? 230 rupees ka or 250 rupees ka? Think about it. Okay, think about it. Chalo, step by step we will understand this. This is very important. Let's do this. Okay, first of all, let's do this. Chalo. Are Delhi and Goa distinct person? Answer is yes. Because same person ki do branch hai, first in Delhi and second in Goa. So supply between distinct person, is it taxable? As per schedule 1, yes. Even though there is no consideration. Hence, जब दिल्ली से गोवा goods जा रहा है, GST is applicable. But on what value? On what value? See this. Market value at Delhi is 225 and market value at Goa is 230 on 1st April. See this. As per provision क्या बोला है? Goods are intended for further supply 90%. चलो देखते. Value of supply shall be 90% of the price charge for the supply of such good by the Goa to its customer when on the date of transfer from Delhi to Goa, not on the date of sale from Goa. कब माना जाएगा? Where I have to calculate? What I have to calculate? When Delhi is transferring to Goa. See this again. When Delhi is transferring to Goa on 1st April. तब दिल्ली में प्राइस कितना था? 225 and तब गोवा में प्राइस कितना था? 230. So 230 का 90% shall be the value of supply between Delhi and Goa. It is immaterial कि goods are sold at 250 per kg on 10th of April. Okay, so 90% of the value of supply कब? On the date of transfer from the head office factory in Delhi to go down in Goa. Okay, so this is very important. ये चीज सबसे main. This was the most important thing of the first provision. Again, I will say, date of transfer. What will be the value of supply on Delhi से जब गोवा जा रहा है, उसका 90%. Okay, when the goods were going from Delhi to Goa, 1st April. At that time, what was the value at Goa? 230. 230 का 90% shall be the value of supply between Delhi and Goa. Okay. Okay, so this was what? Our question 5. Very important one. Okay. So now I will take you to the provision. That's okay. Provision 2 is not required. Okay, so this was our what? Rule 28. When the supplier and recipient are related person. When the supplier and recipient are related person. तब ये provision आता है. So if the supplier and recipient are related, first was what? Open market value. If open market value was not available, then like, kind and quality. If like, kind and quality was also not there, then cost of production plus 10%. Okay, so this is the sequence. And there was one proviso. What does proviso say? Supplier and recipient agar related hai, so value of supply shall be 90% of the price charged by the recipient to its end customer. the value between recipient and end customer, uska 90% shall be value between supplier and recipient. Okay. Now I will take you to the, I hope this was simple and it was manageable. One second. Huh? So stock transfer we can do at 90%. Okay. All the stock transfer we can do it at 90%. Okay. Now next it comes rule 27. Now मैंने दो condition बोली थी transaction में. There were two conditions. Value of supply is transaction value when supplier and recipient are not related, and second was what? Price is the sole consideration. Yani only and only monetary consideration. There is nothing else. Now say this. So if suppose price is not the sole consideration, if suppose price is not the sole consideration, then what shall be the value of supply? Okay, then what shall be the value of supply? So if someone has asked me a question, if it is within the state, okay, if the supplier and receipt is within the state, sir, then it is not a taxable supply. Within the state, अगर आप एक ही GST नंबर पे आप सप्लाई कर रहे हो तो शेड्यूल 1 में वो GST लगता ही नहीं. It's not a taxable supply. Only if it is between two separate GST number, एक महाराष्ट्र का, एक दिल्ली का, एक महाराष्ट्र का, गोवा का, then only GST is applicable, else not. Okay, so now rule 27, if price is not the sole consideration. Chalo, let's do this. See this question. Very, very important, but simple, possible. See this. I sold a new car, jiska open market value was how much? 10 lakh rupees. I sold a new car whose open market value was how much? 10 lakh rupees to Mr. B for 8 lakh rupees. See this, Mr. B is not a related person, but how much? 10 lakh की गाड़ी कितने में बेची? For 8 lakh rupees, and I received old car from him. Consideration में I sold new car and I received 8 lakh rupee money from him and also received old car from him. So what shall be the value of supply and the GST liability in this case? What shall be the value of supply and the GST liability in this case? See this, I will explain. I sold a new car to him for 8 lakh plus 18% GST. In return, I received cash of 8 lakhs and I also received old car. सिर्फ पैसा नहीं मिला. Price is not the sole consideration. There is receipt of old car also. So again, मैंने तो GST कितने पे चार्ज कर लिया? Only on 8 lakh rupees. So government again stopped me. What did government say? Why have you collected GST of only 1,44,000, 8 lakh पे? If you would have so not received this old car, you would have sold the car for 10 lakh and had collected GST of 1,80,000. What government is saying? कि अगर ये गाड़ी पुरानी गाड़ी मुझे नहीं मिली होती, then I would have sold car for how much? 10 lakh rupees. And I would have collected GST on how much? 10 lakh rupees. So boss, old car is nothing but consideration received in relation to the sale of new car. Old car is nothing but consideration received in relation to the sale of new car. Yani new car bechi na. So this old car is also the additional consideration in relation to sale of new car. So what shall be the value of supply? Answer is same, open market value. Is open market value available? Yes. So I will have to charge GST on how much? 10 lakh rupees. So whenever you do this, like हम लोग करते हैं ऐसा, we buy the new mobile and give our old mobile. Carefully see. Invoice आप देखो, tax invoice देखना. GST is charged not a net amount. If mobile is of 10,000, GST will be on entire 10,000. Even though he is recovering only 8,000 from you, hence old mobile, but GST will be on entire value. Okay, because rule 27 was. Okay, so GST is applicable on what? Market value. So this was the first point. Now, next time, see what I did. Again, same, I sold a new car, but open market value was not available. I sold a new car this time to Mr. B for 8 lakh. 8 lakh to mila, plus I received his old car. but new car has no open market value. New car has no open market value. So what shall be the value of supply and the GST liability, since price is not the sole consideration? See this. Again, I sold a new car to Mr. B. Against this, I received 8 lakh rupees cash and I received old car. Okay, now GST, on what amount I should charge? Again, government came and questioned me that why you collected GST of only 1,44,000. Old car is nothing, ये भी तो आपको consideration ही मिला है. But I'm carefully saying, see this. So this is a brand new car. There is no open market value of such car. Again, there is no open market value of such car. So this time you can't catch me to, and you can't ask me to pay GST on market value. This time you can't ask me to pay GST on market value. So government again confused. Again government is confused. See this, what government said to me. Supplier, I agree that there is no open market value of new car. नई गाड़ी का open market value नहीं है. But you have received old car, and this old car can be sold for 3 lakh rupees. Old car का market value है. See this, in previous question, old car ka market value was not there. In fact, new car ka market value was there. In this question, new car market value is not available. Value kya hai? Old car ka market value is available, which is 3 lakh. So what is the value of supply? Sum of, total of, consideration in money, yani 8 lakh rupees, plus amount in equivalent to consideration not in money, yani this 3 lakh rupees. कंसिडरेशन इन मनी यानी जो मुझे फिजिकल कैश मिला वो 8 लाख प्लस अमाउंट इक्विवेलेंट टू द कंसिडरेशन नॉट इन मनी यानी इफ आई सेल दिस ओल्ड कार आई एम गोइंग टू गेट 3 lakh rupees from market. So in short, how much consideration I have received? 8 lakh plus 3 lakh rupees. So I will have to charge GST on what? 11 lakh rupees. Okay, so what the conclusion is? If the supplier and recipient are not related, relation nahi hai, but price is not the sole consideration. There is some money also, and there is exchange of old vehicle or something, barter or exchange bhi hai. So what is the value of supply? Open market value of new car. But market value of new car is not available. Then what is the value? Sum of, total of consideration in money, यानी 8 lakh rupees plus consideration equivalent to money, यानी जो पुराना asset मिला है, if I sell that, how much I'm going to receive? Okay, so consideration in money plus amount in equivalent to consideration not in money. That will be your value of supply. So in this question, I will have to charge GST on 11 lakh rupees. Okay, so this was the second point. If the open market value of new asset is not available, then second point, consideration in money plus consideration equivalent to money. Okay, the third question. Now, one second. Third question. Supplier has sold the car to Mr. B for 8 lakh. Has sold the car to Mr. B for how much? Rupees 8 lakh. Market value of the car is not available. गाड़ी मुझे 8 लाख में बेची, market value उसका नहीं पता. In return, I have received 8 lakh rupees, and in return, I have also received old car. But old car भी जो मिली है, उसका भी market value is not known this time. Okay, old car जो मिली है, उसका भी market value is not known this time. So what will be the value of supply and the GST liability, since price is not the sole consideration? See this. This time, I supplied the new car to Mr. B. कितना मिला? 8 lakh रुपए मिला cash. And for this new car, I have also received old car. New car का भी market value नहीं पता. Old car market value नहीं पता. So again, government came and stopped me. Mr. Supplier, why have you collected GST only on 8 lakh? Old car is nothing but consideration. आपको सिर्फ 8 lakh थोड़ी मिला है. You have received 8 lakh plus you have also received old car. So you should charge GST on more. Now I'm asking government, boss, this is new car and there is no market value of such car. Okay. Also, old car का भी market value नहीं है sir. So how am I supposed to charge? What I said, new car market value is not available. Market value of the old car is also not available. So how am I supposed to charge? This is the question I raised. Okay. So this time you can't ask me to pay more. This time I can't ask me to pay more. Say this. Now government is saying, agreed. Agreed. There is no open market value for new car. Agreed. There is no open market value of old car. But Volkswagen company is selling the same car like yours. And it is selling like kind and quality and features as your car. Okay. They are selling the same car like you. ठीक है. New car का market value नहीं है ना. Okay. Old car का भी नहीं है ना. Okay. But same as your car, same like, same kind, same quality, some else company is selling. They are selling for 15 lakhs. Okay, they are selling for how much? 15 lakh rupee. So if open market value is not available, तो क्या हो जाएगा? Value of supply of like kind and quality. So GST supplier, you will have to pay on how much? 15 lakh rupee. So ये कब आया? When the new car market value is also not available. And second step, old car market value is also not available. Then comes the third step, like kind, quality and feature. Okay, so conclusion, I will have to pay GST on value of like, kind and quality. But in this case, this is a third step in rule 27. In rule 28, it was the second step. But in rule 27, this is a third step. Okay, so someone had asked me this query. I hope it is clear to you that value will be like, kind and quality. Okay. Just a minute. For any queries, please, I request you कि आप last में पूछे because I cannot take break and check the queries right now. So continuity it will be lost. So last में, if you can jot down on your paper and put the questions at the end, na, I will be able to solve it. Or you can give your queries, but I will solve only in the end. Okay, so now I've applied the next card. See this. This time again I sold a brand new car. Again sold a brand new car. Market value of the brand new car is not available. How much I recovered? 8 lakh plus 18% GST. See this. Mr. Supplier. See this again. Now I've again sold. 1 second. Now you can see the screen. The poll was going on. Now you will be able to see the screen. I request all of you to ask queries only at the end. Chalo. Mr. Supplier has sold brand new car to Mr. B for 8 lakh rupees plus 18% GST. And I also received the old car. Okay. This time open market value of new car is also not available. This time open market value of old car is also not available. As well as ऐसी कोई like, kind, quality ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं. Okay, there is no like, kind or quality. See this. Now again it is questioning what shall be the value of supply and the GST liability if supplier and recipient are related. See this. Supplier sold brand new car to Mr. B for 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Sorry, this. I was sold for 8 lakh plus 18% GST. In return, I received cash and I also received old car. ठीक है? Again, government came and questioned me that why you collected only so much amount? You should have collected more amount. Okay, I'm asking the government, sir, this is a brand new car. Okay, this is a brand new car. There is no open market value of such car. Also, जो पुरानी गाड़ी मिली है उसका भी कोई market value नहीं है sir. There is no like, kind and quality also sir. So this time you can't ask me to pay more like market value. Okay, open market value of new car is also not there. Open market value of old car is also not there. and there are no like, kind and quality like my car. Huh? So government again asks the same thing. I agree. There is no market value of new car, no market value of old car, no like, kind and quality. But boss, kindly let me the cost of production of such car. कितने में बनाया? I happily say 20 lakh. Government said the same thing, that any businessman shall at least earn 10% profit on cost of production. So market value shall be deemed as how much? Cost of production plus 10%. You have to charge GST on how much? 22 lakhs. Okay, so if open market value of new is not available, go for total of cash received plus open market value of old car. If that is also not available, go for third step, like, kind and quality. And if that is also not available, go for cost of production plus 10%. So this is the how you will go systematically. When price is not the sole consideration. Okay, in rule 28 there are only 3 steps, but in rule 27 there are 4 steps. वहां पे 4 step. ठीक है? So again, as per rule 27, see this. First it will be open market value as we discussed. If the open market value is not available, then क्या बोला है? Total of consideration in money plus consideration equivalent to money. जितना consideration मिला वो पैसा plus amount in money as is equivalent to the consideration. If that is also not available, then like, kind and quality. And if that is also not available, then cost plus 10%. In rule 27 there are no proviso, no exception, कुछ भी नहीं. हाँ, there are no proviso, no exception. जो भी rule proviso exception थे कहाँ थे? In rule 28. Okay, so again I will take you to the sums. थोड़े sums we can discuss. Company A sold mobile जिसका open market value was 10,000. For such purchase, Mr. B has given cash and exchanged his old mobile. Okay, they have given cash also, and there is old mobile also. So price is not the sole consideration. Okay, so price is not the sole consideration. So in this case, recipient has paid cash of 8,000 and also exchange old mobile. So price is not the sole consideration. Where I have to go? Rule 27. What rule 27 says? Open market value. Step 1, answer will be 10,000 rupees. So even though I recover how much? Only 8,000, but I will have to charge GST on how much? 10,000. If anyone has recently bought new mobile and with exchange, you can see the invoice. GST will be on total value of 10,000. Okay, question 2. Company A sold mobile to Mr. B. This time, mobile ka market value is not there. For such purchase, Mr. B paid 8,000 in cash plus old mobile. पैसा भी मिला plus old mobile भी मिला. Hence, price is not the sole consideration. Since price is not the sole consideration, we have to go to rule 27. जो old mobile मिला ना, उसका market value is how much? 1,500 rupees. So चलो. Mr. B paid rupees 8,000 in cash plus old mobile. Hence, price is not the sole consideration. If price is not the sole consideration, what is the value of supply? Open market value. But क्या open market value of new mobile is available? No. So we have to go to next step. What is the next step? Sum of total in money, yani 8,000 plus amount equivalent to money, yani market value of old mobile, 1,500. So GST will be on how much? 8,000 plus 1,500. It shall be on 9,500 rupees. Okay. So this was what? Step 2. Now I will go to third question. Company A sold new Samsung mobile. जिसका open market value is again not available to Mr. B. For such purchase, Mr. B. For such purchase, buyer ने 8,000 in cash दिया, plus he gave his old mobile. Now, जो new Samsung mobile है, उसका भी market value नहीं है. And what old mobile I have received, उसका भी market value is नहीं. However, Nokia is selling the same like, same kind, same quality of mobile. Nokia बेच रहा है same like, same kind and same quality. So, I have received cash also. I have received old mobile also. क्या price is the sole consideration? No, because there is not only money, there is something else also. Hence, price is not the sole consideration. Since price is not the sole consideration, we have to follow rule 27. What rule 27 says? Market value of new mobile. That is the value of supply. Is market value of new mobile is available? No. Then where we have to go? Next step. Total of consideration in money 8,000 plus consideration equivalent to money. जो product मिला ना उसका consideration. Is that available? No. So we can't use that also. So we will have to go to third step. Value of supply for like, kind and quality. What is the value of supply for like kind? 12,000 rupees. So we'll have to charge GST on how much? 12,000 rupees. I have to charge GST on how much? 12,000 rupees. Clear? Okay, so now question 4. Company A sold product X, जिसका open market value is not available to Mr. Ram. Mr. Ram gave rupees 3,000 and also gave product Y. ठीक है, barter किया. This time there is not exchange, there is barter system. मैंने product X दिया Mr. Ram को. Mr. Ram gave me 3,000 in cash plus gave me product Y. Product Y का market value is also not available. And there was no like, kind and quality as product X. I have sold such product. However, the cost of production, जो product X को बनाने में whatever cost I have incurred now, that is 5,000. So what shall be the value of supply? So point number 1, have I received only cash of 3 or 3,000 cash plus some old product? Yes, I have received 3,000 cash plus I have also received product Y. Hence price is not the sole consideration. Since price is not the sole consideration, we have to follow rule 27. What it says? Open market value of product X. Is it available? No. So go to step 2. Value of supply of total of जो cash मिला वो 3,000 plus market value of product Y which I have received. Is that available? No. So we have to go to step 3. What does it says? Like, kind and quality. Is any like, kind and quality of product X available? No. So I have to go to step 4 which says cost of production plus 10% or 110% of the cost of production. So value of supply shall be what? 5,500 rupees. GST shall be charged on what? 5,500 rupees. Again, in rule 27, there are no proviso, no exception. ये चार ही option. और कोई option है ही. Okay, so this was what my value of supply when price is not the sole consideration. Okay, so there were only these two. अब तो सिर्फ start हुआ है value of supply. So this is how you will do all the calculations. ठीक है? Okay, I hope it was okay to you and you have understood. Now I will take you to the next point. Section 15 जो हमें transaction value बोलता है. There is one more section. Section 15 subsection 2. Inclusions in the value of supply. Inclusion यानी what amount will be included. Value of supply यानी क्या? On what amount I'm required to charge GST. On what amount I'm required to charge GST. That is known as value. Now उसमें कौन से value included? That is the question. So first point, any taxes, duties, cess, fees, charges, any municipal tax or any kind of tax, fees, cess, charge under any other act, GST and compensation cess include नहीं होगा. Any taxes, duties, cess, fees, charge, सब कुछ include होने के बाद जो value आएगा ना, on that you will charge the GST. So all those taxes, duties, cess, fees, charges shall be included. Okay, except GST and GST compensation cess. Okay. Second, any amount that the supplier is liable to pay, which has been incurred by the recipient. Now this is something difficult. See this. Try to understand. Any amount which supplier was liable to pay, but which has been incurred by whom? Recipient. That will also be included in the price. That shall also be included in the price. वो भी value include होगा and then GST will be charged. See this. I will give you one example. See this. Mr. A has given contract to company PQR for supply product X. Contract value was how much? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Mr. A ने contract दिया था PQR को कि product X supply करो He will pay how much? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Now what happened? Company PQR, it hired Mr. Z, transporter, to deliver the goods to Mr. A. Company PQR के पास ट्रक या कुछ नहीं होगा, so it hired the transporter to go and deliver to Mr. A, and company PQR will pay 5,000 to the transporter. Obviously, na company PQR का expense है. So company PQR will pay 5,000 rupees. Okay. Now the transporter, जो Mr. Z थे, he delivered the goods to Mr. A. देखो ध्यान से, transporter delivered the goods to Mr. A, and Mr. A paid rupees 5,000 to the transporter on behalf of company PQR. यानी पढ़ोगे, recipient has paid on behalf of the supplier. Mr. Z delivered the good, transporter has delivered the good to Mr. A, and whose expense was this transportation cost of 5,000? Company PQR का. But Mr. A ने pay कर दिया 5,000 on behalf of company PQR. Okay. So Mr. Z ने deliver कर दिए goods, and Mr. A ने pay कर दिया on behalf of the supplier. On behalf of the supplier. Now see this, supplier is smarter. What did supplier do? He prepared a balance amount कि 1 लाख देना था ना, 5,000 मेरे behalf पे आपने दे दिए. So I will charge invoice of only 95,000 plus 18% GST. Any amount क्या कर दिया? सिर्फ 95,000 plus 18% GST. So this is the problem. Okay. So is this allowed? Answer is हमारे मोदी जी आ गए गवर्नमेंट कि बॉस, your sold goods for how much? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Transportation charges were expense of the supplier. वो आप ही का काम था. They have just incurred by the recipient on his behalf. Okay, hence such 5,000 will be included in the value of supply. GST shall be charged on 1 lakh rupee, not on 95,000. Okay, so this is any amount that supplier is liable to pay. ये company PQR, supplier का cost था, transportation charge, but which has been incurred by Mr. A, recipient. Which has been incurred by the recipient. Okay, so that shall also be included in the value of supply. Clear? Okay, now the third point. The value will include all the incidental expense in relation to sales, such as packing, commission, insurance, कोई भी additional expense हो, that shall also get included. See this. Mr. A gave contract to company PQR for supply product X. Contract value was how much? 1 lakh plus 18% GST. Company PQR pack the goods nicely. Chalo, agreed. I will give you product of 1 lakh. Huh? I'm ready to give. But I have packed the goods very nicely. That's why I'm also recovering packing charges. ठीक है, कंपनी PQR ने गुड्स को बहुत अच्छी तरीके से पैक किया and then it's supplied. So I recovered 1 lakh also, and I also recovered packing charges of 5,000 in relation to the packing of goods. So GST will be applicable on 1 lakh per plus packing charge of 5,000 because goods was the principal supply, packing was incidental or ancillary. So GST पूरे पे आ जाएगा on 1 lakh 5,000. Total amount of 1 lakh plus 5,000. Okay, so this will also be included in the value of supply. Clear? This was my third point. Now comes the fourth point. See this. Interest, late fee, penalty for the delayed payment of consideration shall also be included. Interest, late fee, penalty for the delayed payment of consideration will also be included. See this. This is the fourth point. Mr. A sold goods to Mr. B for 1 lakh plus 18% in July 2019. Due date of payment was 31st August. July में मैंने sale किया था. Mr. B was required to pay by when? 31st August. When did Mr. B pay? He did not pay me money on time. So he paid me when? In September, along with 10% interest. Along with 10%. यानी 1 लाख नहीं दिया. 1,10,000. I'm talking about excluding GST figure. He didn't pay me only 1 lakh for the goods. Huh? He paid me 1 lakh plus he paid me 10,000 as interest because delay हुआ था ना payment में. So he paid me more. Now, will GST be applicable only on 1 lakh or will GST be applicable on 1,10,000? Is the question. See this. Again, government came. Mr. A, wait. Interest जो आपने earn किया 10,000 में, it shall be treated as what? Additional consideration received in relation to sale of goods. यानी you have sold the goods. That's why you are receiving 1 lakh. You have sold the goods. That's why additional 10,000 interest you are earning because it's in relation to sale of goods. So GST सिर्फ 1 lakh पे नहीं आएगा. You have to charge GST on how much? 1,10,000 rupees. Okay, so any additional consideration, everything, additional consideration, late fee, penalty, in relation to what? Sale of goods, everything shall be included in the value of supply. Everything shall be included in the value of supply. Clear? Okay. So now, fifth point, subsidies linked to the supply will also be included, but ध्यान से पढ़ो, except government subsidies. Subsidies linked to the supply except government subsidy. Few queries are asked. I will take it at the last term. Sorry, can't ask right now. Subsidies linked to the supply except government subsidy. See this. Mr. A sold product X to Mr. B. Value of supply excluding GST कितना था? 1 lakh rupee. And GST rate was how much? 12%. ठीक है, एक प्रोडक्ट मैंने बेचा है मिस्टर बी को फॉर 1 लाख रुपी. GST rate was how much? 12%. Now, Mr. B paid how much? Only 20,000. 1 lakh देना था ना, Mr. B ने कितना दिया? Only 20,000. And government paid 80,000 as subsidy against the sale of product X. क्या हो गया? गवर्नमेंट ने 80,000 दे दिया सप्लायर. ठीक है, वापस देखो. प्रोडक्ट कितने में था? 1 लाख रुपी प्लस 12% GST. So, जो recipient था, he paid how much? 20,000 rupees out of 1 lakh. And government paid to the supplier balance 80,000. Okay, so this is subsidy linked to the supply by government. So GST will be charged on 1 lakh rupee or GST will be charged on only 20,000 is the question. GST will be charged on 1 lakh rupee or GST shall be charged only on 20,000. Answer is C. GST shall be charged on only and only rupees 20,000. Subsidy of 80,000 will not be included in the value of supply because what it is written except the government subsidy. Okay, so GST will be charged on only and only 20,000. जो भी government subsidy देगा ना, वो value of supply में it is never ever included. Okay, now next example, continue. Now suppose if Mr. A, same example, ने product बेचा Mr. B for 1. Mr. B ने pay किया how much? 20,000. And Tata Limited, this time subsidy is given by whom? Tata Limited paid 80,000. So supplier को Mr. B पे यानी Mr. A को Mr. B पे GST 1 लाख पे लगाना चाहिए या and only 20,000 पे लगाना चाहिए. Answer is GST will be charged on entire 1 lakh because subsidy is not given by government. Subsidy is given by some third person. Okay, so this time GST shall be charged on entire value of 1 lakh rupees. Subsidy of 80 will be included in the value of supply. Clear? So these are the inclusions in the value of supply. ये सब क्या था? Inclusions in the value of supply. ठीक है? This was section 15, subsection 2. Clear? Now someone has asked me query, Matolia, sorry, if the GST rate is 5%, what will be the rate of GST on delayed interest? See, they are asking me कि rate of interest क्या होगा GST का. Like in this example, I think they are asking. Interest late fee for delayed payment of consideration. So against consideration, what was happening? I received 1 lakh rupees and I also received 10,000 as interest. Okay, now interest is received in relation to goods. So suppose goods ka rate is 5%. तो इंटरेस्ट अर्न पे भी 5% ही लगे. If goods का rate was 28%, so जो भी interest earn किया उस पे I will have to charge 28%. Okay, so whatever rate of goods is there, that rate I will have to charge on the interest component. Okay, I hope the query is resolved. So this was subsidies also. Subsidy, if given by the government, it will not be included in the value of supply. But if subsidy is given by some third person, it shall be included in the value of supply. Clear? I hope it is okay. 15 subsection 2. Yes, you will have to issue an additional invoice for the transportation charge. Yes, you will have to. Or you can include it in the same thing. That is okay. Now, again, inclusions in the value of supply. What were the things that I've explained again? Any taxes, duties, cess fee will be included. Any amount just supplier was liable to pay, which has been paid by whom? The recipient. Any amount like incidental expense such as packing, commission, everything will have to be included. You can issue a separate invoice for packing or commission, or you can issue it in the same invoice. No problem. उसी में आप add कर सकते हो, but it will be in same. Fourth, interest, late fee, penalty. Again, you can raise a separate debit note for receipt. And the last is what? Subsidies linked to the supply. If subsidy are given by government, it won't be included. But if subsidy is given by some third person, Tata, Reliance, anyone, then that subsidy shall be included in the value of supply. Clear? So this was what my inclusion. Now, few questions I will ask. Mr. A, now this session is big, huh? Really sorry. It's only 50% score. It's a very big topic. So today, please be attentive till 8:30 at least. Okay, chalo. Mr. A sold goods to Mr. B for how much? 20,000. A is charging packing charges also of rupees 800. Okay, A is also charging packing charges of 800. Mr. A is also paying some fee. Mr. A premises to B's premises, which transportation charge and all be further incurred. Whether packing charge or freight is required to include in the invoice, यानी ये packing and freight charge shall be included in the value of supply or not is the question. ठीक है? चलो, A sold goods to Mr. B for 20. There was some packing charge of 800. Also, there were transportation charge of 2,800. Whether packing charge or freight is required to be included in the value of supply. What do you think? As per 15 subsection 2, all the incidental expense in relation to sale shall be included. इसलिए GST not सिर्फ 20 पे लगेगा. It will be on 20,000 plus 800 plus 2,800 on total value of 23,600. So GST shall be charged on total value of 23,600 rupees. Okay. Next question. Mr. A sold goods worth rupee how much? 50,000. 50,000 में goods बेचे. Mr. A also charged interest of rupees 750 for the delay in payment. Determine the levy of GST. GST कितने पे लगेगा? Or it will be only on 50,000 or it will be on 50,000 plus interest. As per 15 subsection 2, interest earned in relation to goods. Interest जो भी मैं कमा रहा हूँ in relation to goods is a consideration in relation to the sale of goods. यानी ये तो सिर्फ goods बेचा इसलिए पैसा मिला, goods बेचा इसलिए interest मिला. That's why this interest late fee shall also be included in the value of supply. GST shall be charged on what? 50,750 rupees. पूरे पे. And rate कौन सा? जो भी goods का rate है 750 पे भी same rate लगेगा. Okay, whatever goods rate is there, the same rate. Question 3. Mr. A bought movie tickets of 1,000 from Cinema Z. 1,000 की cinema tickets. Cinema Z also charged some entertainment tax of 150 rupees. GST will be on 1,000 rupees or on 1,000 plus 150. Section 15 क्या बोल रहा है? Subsection 2. All taxes, duties, cess, सारे taxes, duties, cess, सब कुछ include होगा in the value of supply, excluding GST and cess. GST पे GST नहीं लगा, but entertainment tax is not GST. Hence, that shall be included in the value of supply. GST will be charged on 1150. GST will be charged on 1150 rupees. पूरे पे लगेगा. Okay, the next question. Question 4. Farmer A buy fertilizers from Mr. PQR. Fertilizers farmer ने खरीदे. Fertilizer का cost क्या था? 1000 rupees. Read it carefully. Government provides subsidy to the farmer. यानी government gives subsidy to the farmer. So what has happened? What has happened? Government paid rupees 700 directly to the supplier, and farmer pay how much? Only 300. So GST will be calculated on 1000 or on 300 rupees. See this. If subsidy is given by the government, it shall not be included in the value of supply. Again, subsidy is given by whom? Government in this case. Hence, जो 700 rupees government ने दिए, उस पे GST नहीं लगेगा. GST will be charged on only and only rupees 300. Okay, so subsidy given by government is not to be included. The next question. I will share this PPT, don't worry. Obviously, I will share. Mr. A sells cooking gas to Mr. B for 1000. Government provides subsidy and directly transfer rupees 1000 in. See this, this is little complicated. Mr. A is selling what? Cooking gas to Mr. B for 1000. Government is providing subsidy and directly transfer rupees 1000 in the hand of supplier, that is Mr. A. Buyer does not have to pay any amount on the purchase. Will there be GST or not? Pura ka pura government has given the subsidy. So in this case, entire 1000 shall not form part of the value. Mr. A cannot charge GST because 100% subsidy is there. So GST आएगा ही नहीं. Okay. Chalo. The next topic, 15 subsection 3. Again, बहुत ही very very important. 15 subsection 3. This is in relation to discount. This is in relation to discount. See this, like discount can be of 3 categories. First category, I give immediate discount. You come to me, I give immediate discount. Second category is what? I give you an option. If you buy so much quantity now during there, I will give you discount. That is a second nature of discount. First is what? Immediate discount, trade discount हम बोलते हैं. कि आप buy करना है, immediately I give you 10% off during the supply. That is first kind. A. B is what? We make an agreement. Yeah, I will give you discount provided you buy this much quantity. पूरे साल में या some time period. And third is what? Cash discount. Like I sold the goods to you, there was no agreement, no contract, and later stage I give you some cash discount, early payment. Okay, so these are the 3 categories of the discount. Okay, now one by one, I will take you to all of this. Very, 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 very important. At the same time, little bit confusing also. Chalo, first nature. See this first. Discount is given during supply. Then आप कुछ buy करना है तब or before supply. GST shall be applicable only on net value after discount. Okay, 1 lakh का है, I give you 10% off. So GST will be charged only on 90,000. Trade discount, you can say. Okay. However, this 10% discount must be recorded in the tax invoice. Second, given after supply. यानी goods देने के बाद I am giving, but पता था, it was known at the time of supply. Given after supply, but I made an agreement that if you buy so much quantity, if you pay within such time, I will give you 10% off or 20%. So given after supply, but we knew it during supply. This discount is also eligible. Supplier is required to raise what? Credit note against such invoice. Okay, credit note raise करनी पड़ेगी, and ITC of the recipient will be reversed. I will explain that one by one. And the third is what? Given after supply, and there was no contract, no agreement, neither the supplier or the recipient knew about it. Okay, given goods के बाद, and there was no contract, no agreement during the supply. Now such discounts are not eligible discount. दे सकते हो, but you cannot touch the GST component. You will have to raise which credit note? financial credit note. You will have to raise a financial credit note. Also, recipient is not required to reverse the ITC. Okay, now one by one, each and everything I will explain to you. Chalo. First, suppose a private limited company placed an order for supply of 10,000 quantity of product X. A private limited company placed an order of 10,000 product X on Mr. Z. Price of the each product was how much? 100 rupees. So total value of goods was how much? 10,000 into 100, 10 lakh rupee plus 18% GST. Okay, now see this what happened. I wanted to improve Mr. Z जो है ना, he wanted to improve customer relationship कि यार इतना बड़ा order आया है, hence he offered 10% discount immediately during supply. Huh? He made an invoice of 10 lakh minus 10% discount. Invoice ही 9 lakh का बना है, 10 lakh rupees gross less 10% discount, net amount of 9 lakh. So GST, is this an eligible discount? Answer is yes. Discount was disclosed in the invoice itself. This is an eligible discount. Mr. Z has offered discount at the time of supply and such discount as eligible. Discount shall be reduced from the value of supply and GST shall be payable only and only on net amount. So GST shall be applicable only on 9 lakh rupees. Okay, Mr. Z is required to pay GST on how much? Only 9 lakh rupees. GST shall be paid on how much? Only on 9 lakh rupees. Clear? Okay. So this was my question, that I have sold goods for how much? 10,000 quantity, 10 lakh rupee, but I gave discount immediately. So this is a eligible discount. GST shall be applicable only on 9 lakh rupees. Now comes the next one, a very, very difficult one. Please be attentive. I hope you can listen to me. Anyone finding difficult invoice? Someone has raised a query. Chalo, let's start. See this. Mr. A is a supplier of product X to company PQR. He sells each product for rupees 100. He sells each product for rupees 100 plus 12% GST. He sells each product for rupees 100 plus 12% GST. He made contract agreement on 1st January 19 with company PQR that if company purchases 1,000 quantity in a year, then it shall be eligible for discount on all the 1,000 quantity. ठीक है, चलो वापस. Mr. A is a supplier of product X to company PQR. वो कितने में बेच रहा है? 100 rupees. He made contract on 1st Jan that if the company purchases 1,000 quantity in a year, it shall be applicable to discount on all the 1,000 quantity at 10% discount. ठीक है, at 10% discount. See this. Now ध्यान से देखना, one by one each point, please be very careful. So in March 19, Mr. A ने product X बेचा of 300 quantity. 300 quantities. What the scheme is there? If you buy 1,000 quantity, तो ही discount मिलेगा. So in March, how much is bought? 300 quantity. So do I know will he buy 1,000? No. So right now, I will sell on the gross value of 30,000 of 100 rupees. So 300 into 100, I will charge GST on how much? 30,000 plus 12% GST, 33,600. Okay, so my tax invoice कितने का बनाऊंगा? 33,600. And I will have to make the payment how much? 33,600. Clear? Now, again, Mr. A has sold product X to company PQR in July. कितनी quantity? 500. Is he eligible for discount right now? No, because अभी भी 1,000 quantities नहीं हुआ. Only 800 quantity is done. So value of supply shall be what? On gross value. 500 into 100, 50,000 plus 12% GST. Clear? So invoice कितने का बनेगा? 56,000 का. Company PQR को पूरे के पूरे 56,000 देने पड़ेंगे. Clear? Now see. Again in October 19, company PQR, Mr. A sold 200 quantity of the product X. So 20,000 का उसने invoice बनाया, 12% GST. So raise the tax invoice of 20 to 400 and company PQR paid 20 to 400. But 1000 quantity done. Of 1000 quantity is done. Now company PQR is eligible for discount. एंड डिस्काउंट कौन से पे? ऑल 1000 जो मैंने मार्च में बाय की उस पे भी मिलेगा, जो जुलाई में बाय की उस पे भी मिलेगा, एंड जो अक्टूबर में बाय की उस पे भी आई एम एलिजिबल फॉर डिस्काउंट. सो नाउ company PQR is eligible for 10% discount on all the quantity because there was agreement. पता था, discount was known at the time of supply. So now company PQR has purchased 1000 quantity, hence as per agreement, it shall be eligible for discount on all the 1000 kgs. So company PQR shall raise a credit note of 10,000 rupees plus 12% GST. See this, company PQR shall raise a credit note of 10,000, यानी जो 1000 buy की into 100 into 10%. ठीक है, so company PQR shall raise a credit note of 11,200. ये देखो, PQR ने क्रेडिट नोट रेज की एंड बाय 11,200 मिस्टर ने उससे रीपे कर दिया. सो 1,200 का बेनिफिट इन जीएसटी मिल गया. नाउ गवर्नमेंट इज अगेन कम इनटू पिक्चर. यहाँ गवर्नमेंट क्यों आई? देखो, इट इज सेलिंग समथिंग टू द कंपनी. व्हाट इट इज टेलिंग टू कंपनी? दैट यू हैव अवेल्ड आईटीसी ऑफ 12,000 रुपीज. देखो, मार्च में 3,600 का आईटीसी लिया था, जुलाई में वापस कितने का आईटीसी लिया था? 6,000 का, एंड इन अक्टूबर वापस कितना आईटीसी लिया था? 2,400. सो 12,000 का आईटीसी आप ले चुके हो, बायर को बोल रहे हैं. However, you have received discount of 10% and also raised a credit note of 10,000 plus 1,200 GST. यानी in credit note you are giving impact of 1,200 ना, so you cannot avail entire 12,000. जो भी 12,000 avail किया है, 1,200 now reverse your ITC or you can show it as outward supply. Okay, so जो भी 12,000 ITC लिया है ना, reverse your ITC to the extent of 1,200 rupees. ठीक है, credit note. ठीक है, clear? So this was what? Discount given after supply, but पता था, known at the time of supply. Contract or agreement was made at the time of supply. Okay, so this is what our important thing. But what they have told, that whatever ITC you have taken na, proportionately reverse to the extent of credit note. ठीक है, clear? चलो, the next point. Now the third one. Discount is given after supply and also not known at the time of supply. यानी कभी बात ही नहीं हुआ था discount का. No contract, no agreement, nothing. Okay, there was no contract, no agreement, nothing. Now see, someone has asked me this query. Now this is what they are saying. How many credit note I will have to issue? How many credit note I will have to issue? See, this is one negative point about GST. Yeah? Against each invoice, you are required to issue a separate credit. This is a problem in GST because GST return accept nahi kar raha. What it is saying, against each invoice, I will have to raise a separate credit note. So 3 bar invoice है ना, March, July and October. So I'll have to raise 3 credit notes in totality. Okay, first 3,000 plus 12% GST. Second 50,000 का था ना, तो उसका 10%. So 5,000 plus 12% GST. And third was how much? 20,000. So 2,000 plus 12% GST. Okay, this is what I will have to do. There is no alternative for it. In new GST return, there is an alternative, but right now, for each invoice, I will have to raise a separate credit note. Okay, any credit note कब तक raise कर सकते हो? पूरा financial year, 6 months from the end of the financial year. 6 months from the end of the financial. After that, you can't raise. So these are few of the negative points. Few of the negative points of GST. So September 19 is the maximum date. After that, you cannot raise the credit note. Okay, however, this example, it might contradict, but you can raise a credit note only till September 2019 because invoice belong to that first invoice in March 19. For that, you can raise a credit note only till September 2019. The second invoice is of July 19. So वो financial year क्या हो गया 1920. So for that, you can raise a credit note till September 2020. Third invoice is what? October 19. So financial year कौन सा हो गया 1920. So again, you can raise a credit note till September 2020. But जो March 19 का है ना, you can raise credit note only till September 2019. Okay. So this is there. By raising a credit note, आप लोग buyer को अपना ITC proportionately reverse करना पड़ेगा. Okay. ठीक है. So this was what my second point. Now comes the third one. Discount is given after supply and also not known at the time of supply. Discount was given after supply and also not known at the time of supply. See this. First point. Mr. A is a supplier of product X to company PQR. He sells each product for 100 plus 12% GST. Okay, मैं क्या कर रहा है? Mr. A product X बेच रहा है to company PQR and कितने में बेच रहा है? He sells each product for how much? 100 plus 12% GST. Now see this. Mr. A sold 300 quantity of product X to company PQR in March 19. Same. Value of supply shall be what? 30,000 plus 12% GST. Invoice कितने का बनेगा? 33,600 and payment भी कितना होगा? 33,600. Again, July 19 में कितना हो गया? Same example. He sold 500 quantity. So what will be the value of supply? 50,000 plus 12% GST. So 56,000 का tax invoice and payment भी 56,000. Again, in October 19, he sold 200 quantity. So value of supply shall be what? 20,000 plus 12% GST. So 22,400 का tax invoice plus payment be 22,400. Now, in previous example, there was a contract, there was agreement. But in this example, there was no contract, no agreement, कुछ बात ही नहीं हुआ था regarding discount. So in this case, our discount is not eligible. See this. What the supplier is feeling that yeah, PQR has bought 1,000 quantity. पूरे साल में it has bought 1,000 quantity. We should offer him some discount. We should offer him some discount on quantity. So what it did, it offered discount on all the 1,000 quantity. You pay me what? Only 90%, 10,000 जो आपने pay किया है ना, I will return you 10%. You raise a credit. You raise a credit note along with GST. It is requesting. What Mr. A supplier is selling, that PQR credit note raise करेंगे along with GST. Government said, boss, रुक जाओ. During supply, was there any contract or agreement regarding discount? क्या पता था किसी को? Since there was no contract, no agreement, you cannot charge GST in credit note. You can not charge GST in credit note. करना है तो करो. Raise a financial credit note without giving any impact of GST. Okay, कर रहा है ना? करो credit note, but you can raise credit note only on net component. On only how much? जो भी हमारे net component था ना 30,000, 50,000, 20,000, 1 lakh, उस पे कर सकते हो 10% का 10,000 पे. But you cannot give any impact of the GST component. Okay, so raise a credit note, a financial credit note of 10,000. Since you are not giving any impact of GST, there is no question of reversal of ITC. यहाँ पे ITC reverse करने का जरूरत है ही नहीं. ठीक है, because this is what a financial credit note. आपके books of accounts में आएगा 10,000 का discount, but आपके यहाँ पे there won't be any GST component. Okay, so this is what my third nature of discount. Discount is given after supply and also not known at the time of supply. There was no contract, no agreement, nothing. ठीक है, so which credit note I will have to raise? A financial. यहाँ तीन credit note बनाने का जरूरत नहीं है, because you are not giving any impact of GST. So ये मेरे GST returns में आएगा ही नहीं. This will be only in my tally or books of accounts. There won't be any impact of GST. So raise a single credit note. Okay, in previous example, जहाँ पे you were giving discount was known at the time of supply. you were required to raise separate credit note for each invoice. And उसमें क्या था प्रॉब्लम, जो मार्च 19 का था ना, मैक्सिमम आप कब तक कर सकते हो, टिल सितंबर 19, उसके बाद नहीं. So उसके बाद it will be waste. You cannot give impact of GST. Okay, in previous exam. Clear? So these are my three nature of discount. Okay, these are my three nature of discount. Clear? This was 15 subsection 3. So if their discount is given immediately, eligible discount, GST सिर्फ net amount पे ही आएगा. If discount was given after, discount दे रहे after supply, but पता था at the time of supply, again eligible discount. What you have to give? Business credit note, GST impact देना होगा. Per invoice, a credit note. This is wrong, but right now a part of life. Per invoice, a separate credit note is required. And credit note कब तक? Financial year का invoice plus 6 months. So if March 19 है, तो September 19. Because March 19 यानी 18-19 is the financial year. Second, if July 19, then financial year comes to 19-20. Till 6 months from the end of financial year, September 20. October 19 यानी financial year क्या हो गया? 19-20. 6 months from the end of the financial. Credit note कब तक कर सकते हैं? September 20. ठीक है, ये मेरा second है. Third is what? Discount दे रहा हूँ कब? After supply. And also not known at the time of supply. Can I raise a credit note? Yes, but which financial credit? Can I give GST impact? Zero. Is buyer required to reverse the ITC? No, because there is no impact of GST. Okay, so this was what my 15 subsection 3. I hope it is clear. Okay, now I will take you to some rules. Rules 32 sub rule 5. Hectic. Now this is little bit even hectic than the previous one. Value of supply in case of buy and sale of second hand goods. Who am I? I'm a dealer. क्या करता हूँ? Second hand goods खरीदता हूँ, second hand goods sale करता हूँ. I buy goods, I sell goods. I buy goods second hand, I sell the second hand. I'm that dealer. Okay, chalo, let's see. Cars 24. Everyone must have heard the name of Cars 24. What does it do? It purchases a car and it sells the car. Okay, see this. It purchased a car from Mr. A for how much? 5 lakh rupee. And it sold the car for same car 8 lakh में बेच दिया. Buy कितने में किया था Mr. A से? 5 lakh में. And later sold the same car for 8 lakh. It is seeking opinion from you. What will be the value of supply? What shall be the value of supply? Okay, सबसे पहले, are supplier and Cars 24 and Mr. B related? No. Is Mr. B paying other than car कुछ cash के अलावा और कुछ दे रहा है? No. Hence, supplier and recipient are not related, and price is the sole consideration. So what will be the value of supply? Answer is 8 lakh. On what amount you should charge GST? Answer is 8 lakh. But rule 32 sub rule 5 एक option देता है. See this. I will explain. Mr. A sold car to Cars 24 for how much? 5 lakh rupee. Cars 24 sold the same car for how much? 8 lakh rupee. ठीक है. Now rule 32 sub rule 5, what it says? Normally as per section 15, value of supply is transaction value. Agreed. So in given case, transaction value is what? 8 lakh. Agreed. And Cars 24 should have charged GST on 8 lakh. But as per rule 32 sub rule 5, government has designed what? A margin scheme. Government has designed what? A margin scheme for the second hand goods dealer. ठीक है, margin scheme मतलब profit scheme. यानी as per this scheme, GST will be charged only and only on what? Margin, profit amount. Only and only on what? Margin amount, यानी profit amount. Okay, so GST कितने पे charge होगा? Not on 8 lakh. I bought for 5 lakh. Cars 24 is selling for 8 lakh. Cars 24 bought for 5 and selling for 8. So GST shall be charged only on 3 lakh rupees. Clear? But there is one condition. Goods should have undergone only minor processing. Huh? Nature of goods should not change. And second, Cars 24 should not avail input tax credit on purchase of the car. Cars 24 should not avail ITC on the purchase of the car. Then only it is eligible. Okay? Then only it is eligible. Clear? So this was what? Buying and selling of second-hand goods. What the law says? GST shall be applicable only and only on margin, not on the entire value. Clear? See this. Question number 2. ABC and Company being a car dealer है of second-hand goods, purchase second-hand car from Mr. A for rupees 5 lakh. कितने में खरीदी? 5 lakh. After minor change, खाली छोटा painting करके, it sold the second-hand car. It sold the second-hand car to Mr. P. Let's see this. In first scenario, it sold the car for how much? 5,50,000. Or in second scenario, it is selling for how much? 4,80,000. Yeah. Now you have to answer. ABC and Company, it has purchased the second-hand car for how much? 5 lakh rupees. And it is selling for 5,50,000 and 4,80,000 respectively. Suppose it is selling for 5,50,000. What will be the value of supply? Answer is GST is applicable only in origin on what? Margin value. So GST shall be charged on what? 5,50,000 minus 5 lakh rupees. So GST will be applicable only on 50,000. Okay, GST will be applicable on only 50,000. Clear? In second scenario, ABC ने कार कितने में बाय की थी? 5 लाख में, and sell कितने में कर रहा है? 4,80,000. Is there a margin or a loss? Loss, right? Since there is no margin, value of supply will be nil. See this example I'm giving of car, it is applicable for all the second-hand goods dealer. All the second-hand goods dealer. Yeah, this is not only applicable to car. It is applicable to all the second-hand goods के dealer को. Who buy second-hand goods, sell the second-hand goods. GST is applicable only on margin. Say profit pillar. If there is no profit, no GST. Simple. But what is the condition? On purchase, I should not avail any input tax credit. That's the only condition. Okay. So this was what? My second-hand goods car. Now next question. ABC and Company being a car dealer of second-hand goods, purchase second-hand car for 5 lakh plus 18% GST. कितने में खरीदी? 5 lakh plus 18% GST. ABC company availed ITC of 90,000. ITC ले लिया. And after some minor change, it sold the same car to Mr. P. ठीक है, कार अब बेच दिया to Mr. P. ठीक है, for rupees 6 lakh. ABC company, what it is selling? That I bought for 5 lakh. I have sold for 6 lakh. So GST will be only on 1 lakh. Is it right? Answer is no. What was the condition? Agreed. First of all, is the supplier second-hand dealer? Yes. Is the margin scheme applicable? Yes. What was the condition? The dealer should not avail ITC. Has he availed ITC of 90,000? Answer is yes. So, is margin scheme applicable? No. Since he has availed ITC, GST shall be charged on entire value of 6 lakh rupees. So, यहाँ पे margin scheme नहीं चलेगा. He has availed ITC of 90,000 ना? So, margin scheme is not applicable. It will have to pay GST on transaction value of 6 lakh. Double benefit नहीं ले सकते. ठीक है? So, GST shall be applicable on total value of 6 lakh. So you have to be the dealer of second-hand goods for this case. You have to be the dealer of the second-hand goods. You're a dealer of first-hand goods and just selling for second-hand, तो नहीं चलेगा. If I'm purchasing this from unregistered person, then obviously he will not charge GST to me. Just an example, this case. If I'm purchasing, ABC is purchasing car, second-hand car for 5 lakh rupees. Say I'm purchasing from a regular salaried SSCs or anyone. So they cannot charge GST to me now. So they are sold for 5 lakh. I'm selling for 5,50,000. So there is no question of GST. Okay. So if I purchase from unregistered dealer, margin scheme is obviously applicable. If I purchase from registered dealer and I take the ITC, then I have to charge GST on total. Okay. So this was what my margin scheme. Now comes proviso to rule 32 sub rule 5. इसमें भी एक exception है. Proviso to rule 32 sub rule 5. Very, very important. See this. आपको सबको पता होगा that if you do not repay loan on time, like you have bought a car through loan from ICICI or सब कुछ, and if you do not pay the EMI on time, they will repossess the car. Obviously, they will repossess the car. And repossess करके बैंक में नहीं सजाएंगे. They will obviously sell the car. So this is the example I'm giving. Okay, listen carefully. This is proviso to rule 32 and an exception to rule 32 sub rule 5. Say this. Company A. No, sorry. Say this first. Mr. A bought machinery of 10 lakh rupee from Tata Limited in January 19. Oh, question mein first line there is some mistake. Please do not read this. Read this example. Mr. A bought machinery of 10 lakh rupees inclusive of GST from Tata Limited in January 19. 10 लाख का कोई मशीन खरीदा in January 19 from Tata Limited. ठीक है, ये ले मशीन आ गया. But what was happening? Mr. A did not have funds. Mr. A के पास पैसा नहीं था to buy this machine. Hence obtained loan from SBI for 10 lakh. SBI ने क्या किया? It gave loan of 10 lakh होता है ना? It bought the machine. SBI paid 10 lakh directly to Tata Steel. ठीक है, पूरा का पूरा 10 लाख टाटा स्टील को दे दिया. So मशीन किसने बाय किया? मिस्टर ए ने. लोन किसने लिया? मिस्टर ए ने. And SBI ने पे किसको कर दिया? टाटा लिमिटेड. So Tata Limited got its money. It's out of the picture. Now what happened? Mr. A defaulted. पेमेंट करना था ना लोन का. Mr. A defaulted in repayment. Hence bank repossessed the asset. जो मिस्टर ए के पास एसेट था अब SBI ने ले लिया. In October 19, January 19 में Mr. A had bought, and in October 19 में bank repossessed the asset. And now bank sold the asset when? In March 2020 for rupees 8 lakh plus GST. Okay, in March 2020, bank sold the asset for 8 lakh plus GST. Now question comes, बैंक को 8 लाख पे पूरे पे GST करना पड़ेगा कि कैसे? See, bank is not a dealer of second-hand goods, but this exception is given also to the banks. Okay, let's reread the question. Let's reread the question again. See this. Very important one. Mr. A ने एक मशीन बाय किया था from Tata Limited in January 19. Okay, January 19 में मशीन बाय किया. It did not have funds, hence it obtained loan from SBI. So पूरा का पूरा 10 lakh rupees SBI paid to the Tata Limited. So Tata Limited got its money. Now loan is between whom? Mr. A, buyer, and state. Mr. A defaulted in the repayment of loan, hence bank repossessed the asset in October 19. Jan 19 में खरीदा था, October 19 में बैंक ने repossess कर लिया. Bank sold the asset. Bank sold the asset to Mr. B in March 2020 for 8 lakh rupee plus GST. किसी और को बेच दिया Mr. B को for 8 lakh plus GST. बैंक आपसे एडवाइस मांग रहा है कि GST it should charge on 8 lakh or on what value? Okay, now see this. What rule 32 sub rule 5 says. In case of repossession, purchase value at the time of disposal for SBI. Purchase value at the time of disposal for whom? SBI shall be original cost, यानी 10 लाख रुपया, less 5% per quarter from the date of purchase of asset, Jan 19, till the date of disposal, March 20. Okay, let's read this. In case of repossession, purchase value for state bank, जो अब बेच रहा है ना 8 लाख में, shall be original cost. यानी 10 lakh less 5% per quarter. 5% per quarter from the date of purchase, यानी Jan 19 till the date of disposal, March 20. Okay, so what will be the purchase value for SBI? Original cost 10 lakh less 5% per quarter from Jan 19 to March 20. So quarter is how much? 5 quarters. Jan 19 to March 19, 1 quarter. April 19 to June 19, 2nd quarter. July 19 to September 19, 3rd quarter. October 19 to December 19, 4th quarter. And Jan 20 to March 20, 5th quarter. 5% per quarter is allowed. And part of the quarter be used kiya na, it will be treated as full quarter. Part of the quarter is treated as full quarter. Okay. So purchase value for SBI should be how much? 10 lakh original cost minus 5% each for 5 quarter, यानी 25%. यानी कितना हो गया? 7.5 lakh. And it sold the asset for how much? 8 lakh rupees. So GST will be charged only and only on 50,000 rupees. Okay. GST shall be charged only and only on 50,000 rupees. Okay, there is no WDV or SLM method. This is a fixed 5% per quarter. यानी आप उसको SLM ही गिन सकते हो. Okay, 5% is per quarter, fixed 5%. Original cost less 5% per quarter. So you can count it as straight line. 5% per quarter मिलेगा. Clear? So this is our proviso to rule 32 sub rule 5. Proviso to rule 32 sub rule 5. Okay? Clear? Chalo. Again, I will take you to one more sum. Mr. A is a buyer of plant and machinery of 10 lakh on 1st April 18. 1st April 18 को 10 lakh का खरीदा. Mr. A defaulted in repayment. Bank ने loan दे दिया for plant and machinery for A. Mr. A defaulted and hence bank repossessed asset in 21st March 19. Bank ने repossess कर लिया on 21st March 19. Bank has sold the asset when? To Mr. C for 11 lakh rupee on 15 July 19. Bank sold the asset to Mr. C for 11 lakh rupee on 15 July 19. क्या बैंक को GST पूरे 11 लाख पे कंसीडर करना है या only on margin? Answer is only and only on margin. But how the margin is calculated? Let's tell. So cost of the asset is 10 lakh rupee. Selling price of the asset is 11 lakh rupee. अब देखो क्या बोला. How much quarter the asset is used? From 1st April 18 till 15 July 19. So कितना quarter use हुआ है? 6 quarter. From 1st April 18 to June 18, 1 quarter. Okay. From July 18 to September 18, 2nd quarter. October to December 18, 3rd quarter. Jan to March 19, 4th quarter. April to June 19, 5th quarter. And July 19, part of the quarter is treated as full quarter. Part of the quarter is treated as full quarter. Okay, so GST shall be applicable on, यानी 6 quarters used हुए. So per quarter 5% is allowed. So 6 quarter is 30% is allowed. So my original cost was 10 lakh. 30% is allowed. यानी 7 lakh हो गया. I sold for how much? 11 lakh. So GST will be applicable only on margin of 4 lakh rupees. Clear? So if the bank had said the sold the asset for say 6 lakh rupees, 11 lakh में नहीं, 6 lakh में बेचा होता, was there any margin? Cost was 7 lakh. Sale for 6 lakh. There was no margin, na? So GST shall not be applicable in this case. Clear? Okay. This is what applicable only in case of repossession of the goods. Fine. This is applicable only in case of repossession of goods. Someone has asked me whether this is applicable in case of one branch transfer to another branch after using. No. This is not applicable for them. Okay, this is repossession. What query you are asking, there is no repossession only in that. So that is not applicable in that. For that, there is some separate ITC chapter that will be done tomorrow. Okay, यहाँ is applicable only in case of repossession of goods. Remember, per quarter from the date of purchase till the date of resale. From the date of purchase till the date of resale, per quarter you will be allowed 5%. And part of the quarter shall be treated as full quarter used. Clear? Okay. So this was what? Provision. Fine. Now comes the very important concept of pure agent. Pure agent. Okay, pure agent. Yani, let's do this. Pure agent. See this first example. Mr. A enter into a contract of rupees 5,000. 5,000 के contract पाया with CNF agent for clearance of his imported goods. मैंने क्या किया? I give contract to CNF agent to clear my imported goods. Okay, मेरे import किया है, उसको clear करके मेरे पास लेके I will pay you how much for that service? 5,000. Okay, I'm also giving authority to him to act on my behalf and incur any expenditure on cost on my behalf. ठीक है? In this contract, I'm giving authority to him. If CNF agent, you can incur any cost on my behalf, any expenditure on my behalf. Okay, I will pay you how much? Only 5,000 for this service. Now, what did clearing and forwarding agent do? See this. They paid dog dues of 2,000 rupees. Imported goods clear karne na. So they paid dog dues of 2,000 on my behalf. Second, अब goods लेकर आए. They paid some custom duty of 10,000 on my behalf. Import के so custom duty भी देनी पड़ेगी. And goods warehouse में store थे ना. So they paid warehousing charges of 3,000 on my behalf. Okay. So total 2,000 plus 10, 12 plus 3, 15,000 they recovered. They paid incurred on my behalf. ठीक है. So अब देखो क्या हुआ. CNF agent. They delivered goods to Mr. A. It was my responsibility to deliver goods. They recovered 5,000 rupees, जो मेरा commission decided था, and they also recovered 15,000 rupees, which they have incurred on my behalf. Should they charge GST on only on 5,000, or they should charge GST on 20,000? क्या ये 15,000 will be included in the value of supply or not? Is the question. Okay, 5,000 to their commission, obviously that will be there. जो 15,000 they had incurred on my behalf, will that be also be included? Answer is, see this is a query. First, as per rule 33, any cost incurred by the supplier, yani pure agent, on behalf of the recipient as a pure agent shall not form part of the value of supply. Okay, see this in the question itself. In contract, Mr. A ने authority दी थी to the agent to act on his behalf and incur expenditure on his behalf. Okay, so these were all expenses of whom? Mr. A. Who was responsible to pay? Mr. A. CNF agent is just paid on his behalf. So GST shall be applicable only and only on commission amount of 5,000. Those 15,000 were expenses of Mr. A. CNF agent is just taking what? Reimbursement. For 15,000 पे GST नहीं लगे. Okay, but there are few conditions. Let's see this. First condition, there has to be some contractual agreement with the recipient. यानी supplier and CNF agent का contract था, some agreement था. Then only it is valid. Second, the CNF agent neither intend to hold nor hold any title to the goods. Imported goods belong to Mr. A. CNF agent has just taken the custody of their good and given back to the Mr. A. CNF agent is not using any goods or services. And CNF agent recovered only how much? जो 15,000 का expense हुआ था, it recovered only those 15,000. For कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं लिया था. So this was what? If all these conditions are satisfied, then that reimbursement is outside of GST. Else not. ठीक है, so this is what rule 33. Clear? What are the conditions? There has to be first a contractual agreement. Second, the recipient the supplier neither hold any title to the goods nor intend to hold. Supplier does not use any goods or services and it receives only the actual amount incurred. Sirf and sirf actual amount incurred, nothing else. Okay, now see this. Again, it is the repeated same thing. Few questions. See this, the rule 33 is applicable for in case of pure agent. The same example which I had given, I have drafted in a some way. Nothing new. This question is important. See this. A XYZ consultancy firm is engaged to register a company for A Limited. क्या काम कर रही है XYZ? Register company कर रही है MCA पे for A Limited. Okay. One second. So other than professional fees, XYZ consultancy also recover fees paid to ROC on behalf of it. Whenever you register a company on MCA, you pay certain charges, na name registration, Form 8, Form 4, something like that. So that XYZ has paid on behalf of A Limited. So it is asking determine the value of supply. So what did XYZ do? मैंने fees भी recover की जो ROC पे pay की वो, plus I also recovered my fees, consultancy. So value of supply will be what? Amount charged as professional fees. Whatever recovery of fees was ROC is acting only, I am acting as a pure agent. Okay, so that is nothing but a reimbursement. That shall not form part of the value of supply. Clear? ये तो common point है which all the CAs are doing. Okay, the next point. Suppose Mr. X is a cost accountant. He was filing income tax return of Mr. B. Mr. X paid income tax of 15,000 on behalf of Mr. B. Mr. X raised an invoice of 2,000 as professional services. क्या हुआ? Mr. X ने क्या किया? It paid 15,000 on behalf of the client. So वो 15,000 भी recover किए, plus 2,000 भी recover. Will GST be applicable on 15,000? Will GST be applicable on 2,000? Or will GST be applicable on 17,000? Answer is value of supply will be only professional fees. जो income tax pay किया था, I was merely acting as a pure agent. Mr. X was only acting as a pure agent. This 15,000 is nothing but a reimbursement. Okay, so GST will be applicable only and only on 2,000. There is a concept known as out-of-pocket expense. See this, out of pocket means what? On behalf of client, this was expenses of client traveling and all, but I have paid, so I'm recovering that. So that can also be counted as reimbursement. Okay, chalo. Now this is what rule 33 was over. Now I will take you to what? Rule 34. Rule 34. Okay, chalo. See, out of pocket expense का बहुत बड़ा क्या है? I will explain to you. I will explain to you in detail. First, I will take you to rule 33 is over. Now I will take you, pure agent is over. Now I will take you to rule 34. Value of supply for rate of exchange of currency for determination of value. Like I've exported goods. Okay, goods मैंने export किए. So at what value I'm required to record or on what value I'm required to show it in my GST returns that I'm going to disclose. चलो, first. Suppose I am exporting goods. तो मुझे कौन से value पे GST returns में दिखाना है? INR में दिखाना होगा. So on what value? First, for goods, I have to show the rate of exchange of custom CBEC website पे दिया है ना, that value मुझे GST returns में दिखाना. Okay, but for services, I have to disclose that RBI reference rate. Normally, everyone is, whether goods or service, everyone is referring to RBI reference rate. But actually, it's not allowed. For goods, you are required to go to customs website and disclose. For services, you are required to show it as RBI reference rate. Okay, at a RBI reference rate. So chalo, let's see this. For goods, rate of exchange will be rate as per under Customs Act. Okay, जो भी customs में बताया है वो. However, books of accounts में you will have to disclose that RBI reference rate. See this. Suppose if I'm exporting goods, so in GST returns, what will be the rate of exchange? Customs rate. But जब मैं tally में accounting करूँगा, entries करूँगा, and what record I have to take? At RBI. So that's why I see in 9C GST or 9C audit, there is one point of reconciliation. Okay, foreign exchange fluctuation. So this is this one. Because goods and GST returns we are recording at customs rate. But for same goods, in income and in books of accounts, we are recording it at RBI rate. Clear? In services, it is good. In GST also, we have to disclose it at RBI rate. And in books of account also, we have to disclose it at RBI rate. Clear? Chalo, awesome. Mr. A exported goods. GST rate is how much? 12% on 1st July 19 for $1,000 to Mr. B in US. Mr. A exported goods, जिसका GST rate is how much? 12% on 1st July 19 for $1,000 to Mr. B in US. Assume Mr. A paid tax on import of goods or export of goods. अब CBEC customs rate कितना है? 65. But RBI rate is how much? 68. What shall be the GST liability? What shall be the GST liability? Answer. As per Rule 34, for goods. As per Rule 34, for goods, value of supply shall be rate notified by CBEC under Customs Act. Value of supply shall be the rate notified by CBEC under Customs Act. I cannot take 68 RBI rate. काफी लोग तो गूगल पे से करेंसी लेके एक्सचेंज रेट कर देते. That is not allowed. You have to go to CBEC website and identify the customs rate. So since the rate notified is 65, Mr. A shall pay GST on 65,000 rupees. Okay, but in books of accounts, so GST liability shall be on 7,800. Or in books of accounts, it will be recorded at how much? 68,000. Okay. Question 2. Mr. A exported services for $1,000 to Mr. B in US. Assume Mr. A paid tax on export of services. Reference rate is how much? 68. And what shall be the GST liability? This is exporting what? Services. I have exported services. So whether I should refer Customs Act? No. You have to go to RBI reference rate, which say 68. I have to pay GST liability on 68,000. Even in books of accounts, I have to record it at 68,000. Clear? So this is what? Rate of exchange of currency for determination of value. Okay. Rule 34. Now comes Rule 35. Now comes a very important and a simple thing. Rule 35. MRP. MRP. आप काफी बार डीमार्ट, शॉपर स्टॉप कहीं भी जाते हो, the product is written at MRP. MRP means maximum retail price. On above that, there can't be more value. Okay, so for MRP, for MRP, GST is already included. For MRP, the GST is already included in the value. MRP पे GST नहीं लगता. See this. Suppose Mr. A sold product जिसका GST rate is 18% to Mr. B. MRP is how much? 11,800. Okay, so this 11,800 is inclusive of GST. So how I have to calculate value of supply? See this. 11,800 into 100 divided by 1. So value of supply shall be what? 10,000. GST will be on 10,000 into 18%. Clear? So MRP valuation is what? MRP is always inclusive of GST. Value of supply will be to the reverse working. आपको reverse working करना है. So अगर 11,800 है and GST rate is 18%, do the reverse work. 11,800 into 100 divided by 100. Clear? So this is MRP. Next example. Mr. A is suppose selling a product for 1050 at MRP, inclusive of GST. Rate of GST is 5%, CG 2.5, SG 2.5. what will be the value of supply? First of all, since value of supply will be what? Total value 1050 into 100 divided by 100 plus 5. So value of supply will be 1000. GST will be on 1000 into 5%, 50 rupees. Is this okay? Here, the GST will be on 1000 into 50. Okay, so GST will be only on 1000 rupees. So this is known as rule 35. So these are all the separate rules given. Okay, सारे separate rules given है. ठीक है, अब एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ फ्री सैंपल्स का. See this is free samples. Suppose a pharmacist. I am a pharmacist. मैंने कुछ medicines बनाए. First I purchase raw material. I avail services. I use capital goods and I produce 100 quantity of medicine X. Okay. टोटल कॉस्ट फॉर मिस्टर ए, जो मैं फार्मासिस्ट हूँ, मेरे लिए टोटल कॉस्ट क्या हो गया? 1 लाख प्लस जीएसटी ऑफ 15,000. ओके, 1 लाख का मेडिसिन हुआ, यानी रॉ मटेरियल, सर्विस, कैपिटल गुड सब मिला के नेट अमाउंट इज 1 एंड प्लस जीएसटी इज हाउ मच? 15,000. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड? मिस्टर ए फार्मासिस्ट वांटेड टू टेस्ट, एंड मुझे मेडिसिन चेक करने थे यार कि अच्छी है कि नहीं. सो आई गिव ऑल दिस 100 क्वांटिटी टू द डॉक्टर एज फ्री सैंपल्स. मैंने फ्री सैंपल दे दी कि डॉक्टर्स यूज इट विदाउट एनी कंसिडर, यूज इट एंड इफ यू लाइक प्लेस एन ऑर्डर. हर मेडिसिन डॉक्टर्स में आप देखते हो फ्री सैंपल्स रहते हैं. इफ यू फाइंड इट वायबल, प्लेस एन ऑर्डर. क्लियर? नाउ गवर्नमेंट सेड, बॉस व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? गवर्नमेंट asked pharmacist A को, बॉस व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? You have utilized ITC of 15,000 on purchase, service and capital goods. लेकिन जब जीएसटी सेल कलेक्शन करने का टाइम आया, यू गिव इट एज फ्री सैंपल्स. हाँ, यू आर गिविंग इट एज फ्री सैंपल्स एज पर सेक्शन जो हम लोग इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे. आईटीसी ऑफ 15,000 ऑन इनपुट, सर्विस एंड कैपिटल गुड्स में नहीं अलाउ. Say this is not a free supply. There is difference. This is free samples. So what government said, boss, आपको free samples देने हैं तो दो, but जो भी 15,000 का input tax credit that you had availed, now I will reverse it. So in case of a value supply for free samples क्या हो जाएगा? Nil. Agreed. कोई value नहीं होगा. So not required to pay GST on free sample. But जो भी ITC था ना sir, that shall be reversed. Clear? This is value supply for free samples. Value supply for free samples. Clear? Now see this. Value supply for free supplies. यानी मैंने फ्री में गुड्स दे दिए, उसका बाद ये फ्री सैंपल्स नहीं है. These are free supplies. See this, what is that? Suppose I am a manufacturer, Mr. A. Again same. I bought raw material. I availed service. I bought capital goods and I produced 100 quantity of mobile X. 100 quantity of mobile X. Total cost was 1,15,000. Same. 1 lakh का net amount plus 15,000 was the GST. Manufacturer A wanted to promote this mobile. I wanted to promote this mobile. Market में promote. So what I did, various customer को I gave it as free supplies. यानी without consideration मैं सबको mobile दे रहे. These are not free samples. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि अच्छा लगा तो और लो. No. I wanted to promote this. Advertising, publicity बोलते हैं. Okay, so I gave all this mobile to the customers for free. Use it without any consideration. I'm saying value of supply is nil. And since this is not a free sample, ITC be reverse nahi karo. Okay, now see, again government stopped me. Boss, what are you doing? जब ITC का बात था, जब input tax credit का question था, you have utilized everything. आपने 15,000 का ITC ले लिया. But when it time to GST on sales, you give all the mobile as free supplies. Government told me, now see this. I am telling, boss, these are not free samples. as customer shall not order new mobile. These are free supplies, advertising, marketing, publicity. You cannot reverse my ITC government, I'm telling. And since I'm not collecting any value of supply is also nil. Government said, okay, you are right. On free samples, I will not reverse ITC. These are not the free samples. But there is Schedule 1. Schedule 1 is what in GST? Supply without consideration. What it is selling? Permanent transfer of business asset. Business asset doesn't mean only fixed asset. It means includes current asset and stock also. Permanent transfer of business assets. ये मेरा asset था ना, mobile, current asset, stock था ना, without consideration. Shall be taxable supply if supplier has availed ITC. ठीक है, देखो शेड्यूल 1 ने कैसे बनाया. आपने परचेज के टाइम पे, मैन्युफैक्चर के टाइम पे आईटीसी लिया है ना. एंड इफ यू आर गिविंग एनीथिंग फॉर फ्री, GST shall be applicable. So Mr. A, you shall be liable to pay GST on such free supply. ITC reverse नहीं होगा, agreed. But since you have utilized the ITC and then given for free, GST shall be applicable as per Schedule 1. Okay. So Mr. A shall be subjected to वही then same law, Rule 27, Rule 28. Open market value, like kind and quality, cost plus 10%, that's same. So you are not required to reverse the ITC, but GST shall be applicable on market value or like kind and quality or cost plus 10%. Clear? So this is what my entire chapter of value of supply. Okay. So first we have to identify generally what is the value of supply? Transaction. जो भी amount I'm recovering, that is a value of supply. And value of supply means what? On what amount you will charge the GST. Okay, there were two conditions. If supplier and recipient should not be related. And second was what? Price should be the sole consideration. Okay, so this is how you have to understand each and everything. Be very careful. Schedule 1, Rule 28, Rule 27. Then agar second hand goods hai to go for Rule 32 sub Rule 5. GST is applicable only and only on margin. Okay. Now I hope this session was very useful. There are plenty of queries. Now I request all of you to, can you WhatsApp me these queries? I will reply to you one by one in WhatsApp because it is difficult to reply here. Okay, I will reply each and every query. You kindly mail, you do not have the number? Okay, so my number is, kindly jot down. 1 second. My number is 981. I'm there in the group 91222318. So you can raise all of your queries to me here. I will reply to you. Request you to place query in the group so that everyone can understand. Okay, so just one thing. I hope this session was very useful and you have got complete knowledge of value of supply. For queries, if any, you're already placing your queries on the WhatsApp group. Now for tomorrow I was supposed to take input tax credit, but that I've postponed it for day after tomorrow. I have postponed it for day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going to take that import, export and job work. So jo Sunday ka lecture tha, that I'm going to take on Saturday, and ITC ka lecture I will take it on Sunday. Okay, just because my PPT is not ready for input tax credit, I'm still working on the same. That's why I'm requesting that input tax credit lecture I will take it on Sunday. Tomorrow I will take import, export and some portion of job work also. Okay, so with this, I'm winding up for today's session. Queries, if any, again I'm telling you, please place it on the WhatsApp group and please place it on the group. Okay, so thank you so much. Now I will see you tomorrow.